Hey everybody, Stuntman here, making a Discipline Priest guide for patch 7.0. Basically, when you pick Discipline, you're going to learn 6 abilities. The 6 abilities are Power Word Shield, Shadow Mend, Atonement, Penance, Smite, and Shadow Word Pain. Once you do that, you're going to select talents. In the talent tree, these are the talents I pick most of the time, as you can see. Alright, in tier 15, or level 15 talents, you have the Penitent, which allows Penance to be cast on a friendly target. You cannot cast Penance on a friendly target unless you talent this, obviously. Um, but if you need that extra heal or you're used to the old way of healing, this might be the talent for you. Not the way I go, but it's helpful to some healers out there who are used to the old way of disc and can't get used to the new way of disc right away. As you're making the transition, that might be the talent for you. I'm not even going to talk about this one other than to say that it fires an extra bolt of penance. If that's the way you want to go, fine. If not, no big deal. It's not the way that I go, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about it. I don't use this in any circumstance. Schism is the way that I go. Schism is an attack that deals 34,000 shadow damage to an enemy target, and it increases the damage that you deal to that target by 30% for 6 seconds. This seemed the most beneficial to me. It has a 6-second cooldown, so you can just about keep it up almost all the time. So that's the route that I go with this. Um, if you find one that's more beneficial to you, kudos, but this is the way that I go, and this is the way that I've been getting the big heals that I have been getting since 7.0. In your level 30 talents, you'll notice you still have Angelic Feather and Body and Soul. Both of these are speed increases. Nothing changed with them. If you didn't play prior to Legion, Angelic Feather, you get 3 feathers to throw down on the ground and increase your speed by 40%. Body and Soul, anytime you use Leap of Faith or Power Word Shield, it increases your movement speed by 40% for 3 seconds. I take Masochism. When you cast Shadow Mend on yourself, its damage over time effect heals you instead. I take that, a little bit of extra healing on myself. I enjoy it. It helps me out, so that's the one that I take. In your tier 45, or level 45, tier 3, level 45 talents, you've got Shining Force, which is a knockback that you can cast onto a target. It knocks all the enemies within melee range back and decreases their movement speed by 70% for 3 seconds. Psychic Voice is the one that I choose. It reduces my Psychic Scream by 30 seconds. Being as I PvP a lot, that's the one that I take. Dominant Mind. What this ability does, it allows you to control your character while you're mind controlling another. So that could be beneficial to you in PvP or possibly in PvE if you need that CC. Um, I'm not sure if there's anything that's going to be released in Legion that's going to call for that, but as of right now, 7.0, I use Psychic Voice. In your tier 4 level 60 talents, you have Power Word Soulless, which you should remember that from Warlords of Draenor. If you didn't play in Warlords of Draenor, it's an ability that replaces, well, basically replaces Holy Fire. And you're going to hit them with some holy damage. It's going to restore 0.75% of your maximum mana. It's mediocre. It's not bad. It has 11-second cooldown, so every 11 seconds you can pop that and get 0.75% of your maximum mana back. I don't use it. I did prior, and then I found Mindbender to be more effective. Shield Discipline, once your powered shield is completely absorbed, you instantly regenerate 1% of your maximum mana. That's not bad when used with Rapture. It's not bad. But with your powered shield having a 6-second cooldown on it, this move isn't as powerful as what it could be. So I choose Mindbender. I feel like there's more mana getting brought back, and it's only on a minute cooldown, so I'm going to take the Mindbender. On your tier 5, level 75 talents, you got Contrition. Power Infusion, Twist of Fate. Power Infusion does the exact same thing. I don't use it because I PvP. It gets purged off. There's no point. It's a 2-minute cooldown that I might get for 10 seconds before it gets purged. So I don't use it. Twist of Fate is good. When you heal a target below 35% health, you get 20% increase to damage and healing for 10 seconds. That is extremely beneficial. But right now I take Contrition because I want the extra duration on my atonement. I feel like it don't last long enough as it is, so I want the extra couple of seconds. In your tier 6, level 90 talents, I take Clarity of Will. It's just the big shield. If you played prior, like I said before on several of these, if you played prior, it does the exact same thing. Big shield. So I use this for now. In arenas, I'll probably take something like Divine Star or even Halo. They do the same thing. You fire a bolt out in front of you with Divine Star. It does damage and heals whatever it hits. Friendly heals enemy damage, obviously. Same thing with Halo. Just a bigger heal. In your tier 100 talents, there's 2 that are beneficial here. One is like maybe. So Purge the Wicked is the one that I use 90% of the time. The other, let's say 5%, I'm using Shadow Covenant, and no, the other 10% I'm using Shadow Covenant. I haven't really touched Grace yet, so I can't really say anything about that. Purge the Wicked essentially works like a Holy Fire, except there's no cooldown. And it does stack with your atonement, so it's basically a heal over time and a dot. Grace increases your non-atonement healing and absorptions by 30% on targets with atonement. So if they have atonement and you're hitting them with, let's say, a Shadow Mend, it's 30% increased. Or a bubble, it's 30% increased, as long as they have atonement on them. Shadow Covenant replaces Power Word Radiance, which is a new AoE spell. If you're doing 5-mans, I would recommend this because you can heal the entire group. Raids aren't that bad either. It's beneficial. The only downside to this spell is that as it does heal, for 6 seconds afterwards, you're going to have a bubble on all the people that it healed that is absorbing 21,600 damage as of right now. Or healing, I'm sorry. It's a bubble that absorbs 21,600 healing or lasts 6 seconds. So if somebody else tries to heal them, it's going to cancel that heal out until the 21,000 is depleted. But it's still beneficial. But for the most part, I take Purge the Wicked. Let's go a little bit more into depth here and go into the spell book. In the spell book, you can tell that we still have most of our abilities. We have Pain Suppression, Penance, we have Mass Dispel, Leap of Faith, Fade, several other things. Let's talk about the things that are different, though. Okay, Plea is like your small heal, but it gives atonement onto that target. Power Word Radiance is a AoE heal that heals 3 people. It heals the person that you targeted and 2 of the nearest allies and applies atonement to those targets. Shadow Mend is your greater heal. This is your lifesaver for the most part. Like I said, it's just that it's a greater heal. It also applies atonement. Rapture. Rapture. For the next 8 seconds, your Power Word shield has no cooldown. It's literally just the global cooldown. You can cast however many shields you need for 8 seconds. Very beneficial cooldown there. As far as anything else goes, I can't really cover anything else that would be beneficial other than atonement. Plea, Power Word shield, Shadow Mend, and Power Word Radiance also apply atonement to the target for 17 seconds. So if you hit them with any of those spells, they get atonement for 17 seconds, which means any damage that you deal at that point in time, those people that have that you have casted any of those spells on will get the atonement. That's how atonement works now, as opposed to prior. It was just automatic. We don't have that anymore. We also don't have Prayer of Mending to send out and ping around and stuff. But basically, what I'm going to show you now is my my rotation for the most part. Now, In PvP, it's very difficult to keep this rotation because everything's situational. You're just trying to keep people alive. So this is more of a PvE rotation and a basic rotation if you have the chance to actually utilize it. You're basically going to put Schism on the target. You're going to hit him with a Penance. Then you're going to throw your dot up. You're going to start casting Smite. By then, you have Schism back up. You're going to want to keep Schism up on the target as much as possible. No downtime in between, so I casted a Smite right there. I'm going to cast a Smite right here. Schism's back up. And I'm going to go back to smiting. As I watch my dot get ready to tick off, I'm going to hit that back up. I'm not going to cast Penance yet because I want Schism up when I cast Penance for the more damage to be procced out. So that's pretty much your basic rotation. You want to keep Schism up on the target, cast Penance off cooldown, unless Schism is about to come back off of cooldown, because you don't want to waste it. So this is basically your rotation for the most part. Now in PvP, you're going to be moving. You're going to you can't really keep your basic rotation down. Your goal is to keep up Schism on one target. You can still cast Penance while moving, so you still have that utility. But you're going to want to keep Schism up as much as possible on the target so that you get the extra amount of damage thrown at them. That's literally the best advice I could give you. And make sure that you're keeping Plea up on your target or on your allies so that you can keep that atonement healing going. Keep your bubbles rolling out. Don't be worried about not hitting with atonement. You want to keep your dots up at all times so that you have your atonement rolling in the background as you're healing when things get hectic. Utilization of cooldowns is a very big key with the Disc Priest. You just have to sit back, focus, and relax. Just feel comfortable in the character in order to actually have a really good time playing this character. I have a lot of fun on my Disc Priest. I do a lot of healing on my Disc Priest. I can top charts in Battlegrounds. I ran a couple of raids. Druids beat me, but they're overpowered most of the time anyway, so that's understandable. But to be coming in second behind a Druid isn't much. To be able to beat a Shaman or a Paladin or even a Holy Priest with the buffs and stuff that they have and how big of a nerf Disc actually took, to be able to understand how to play this character, it just takes a little bit of time. I feel as if anybody could learn how to do it. You just have to take the time to do it. But that is all I have for this video. If you liked the video, please click the like button. If you like what I do, subscribe, and I will post as many videos as I can to try to help people as much as I can. Follow me on Twitch. I will have the link in the description below. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.